almost forgot how to do this. So, wow, it's been a very long time since I got in front of a camera and actually started recording videos. It's been quite a long time. I wanted to explain in this vlog where I've been and just go over a few things and stuff like that. It's been like, what, almost 2-3 weeks since I've actually uploaded a video, and geez, it's been kind of depressing, and it's also been, you know, kind of just relaxing, I guess. Not really in a negative kind of way when I'm not making videos, but I've just been so busy and so exhausted and so tired that I just haven't really made a video in a very long time. And I'm not gonna make this, don't worry, no apology video, alright, but I just wanted to detail what was going on, sort of, you know, all the stuff, what was I doing. I was busy, so go on from there. So basically, moral of the story is I've just been working a lot, and I've got one of the guys at our work quit, and he didn't really quit, he just moved up to positions, right? And they needed someone else to fill the position, but in the meantime, while they were searching for someone else to fill the position, basically they gave me and the other guy I work with more hours. So I've just been working more, basically. I've been having more or less a full-time schedule at work. And my job is retail, so it's a lot of, you know, walking around and just standing, and it's very exhausting. And so when I come home at the end of the day, I just sit down dead on my chair, and I just want to zone out and just not think, right? Which sucks, because I'm not normally like that, you know. I'm sort of the type of guy who likes to, you know, kind of make progress and keep, you know, being motivated and keep working towards goals, but I'm so busy, you know, and I'm so exhausted that it's just I get distracted from that. So more or less I've just been coming home every day for like the past 2-3 weeks, just exhausted and tired and just out of my mind. I've just been working a lot, and that's more or less why I haven't made any videos. I just haven't had the stamina and the courage and the attitude to go out there and just make a video about something, or just talk about something, or to make something interesting, even if it's gameplay, so on and so forth. There wasn't really much happening, and also I'm still in the process of paying off all this debt that I accumulated over the first half of this year that, you know, even though, oh, Forza Horizon 3 just came out, really super excited to play that, it's not financially responsible for me to just go out there and buy the game. Gears of War 4 is coming out, I'm not going to be getting the game on release. I just can't. There's a few games I have picked up, for example, Mafia 3, haven't played. I refuse to play that game until they fix the horrendous PC version that the game is currently in right now. Until they fix the problems with that game, I'm not playing the game. So I haven't really been playing anything besides like a little bit of The Division, but I get bored on that game after an hour, so I'm still trying to work my way through it. And just been here playing sort of existing games. We had the Outlast 2 demo, which I did play, and I kind of been going back to Mirror's Edge Callus just when I've been bored. I've just been going back, just replaying some of the levels, you know, just because it's a game that, you know, I do enjoy very much playing, regardless of its faults. So I'm just exhausted when I get home, and I barely game. I sit down on my computer and I watch videos, or I'll sit here and I'll play like a mindless game. Like The Division is at least a mindless game, you know, but that also lends itself to how boring it is to really play. There is a lot of stuff that has happened since then. For example, you're probably looking behind me and it looks a little bit different. I actually redid the layout of this room. I'm still in the process of sort of renovating this play space of mine, if you will. So I got a lot of new things, and originally I was going to model my room for the PlayStation VR, and that was like the focus. I was like, okay, I need to get all this new stuff because the PlayStation VR is coming out. I need the most room possible. And this is also going in hand with a lesson that I learned today, or not today, but yesterday and the day before. I just realized how I realize why I'm sort of never satisfied with anything, even though, you know, I have much more than I deserve, quite frankly. I realize that the key to satisfaction is unobtainable if you keep, like, jumping on the new thing, if that makes sense. And that's always what I've sort of been, you know, doing is, you know, with this computer, it's like I spent a hefty amount of money on this computer, and there's a lot of people who respect that, like, oh, you wanted something, you went out and you went and got it. And there's a lot of people who thought I was a complete dumbass for doing that. If I could do it over again, I would have probably spent about half the amount of money that I did on this computer. I would have built a 1440p gaming computer and would have played games that way. And with a 1440, I probably wouldn't even got this G-Sync monitor, this Ultra, the Predator. To be honest, as much as I love this monitor, the investment for this monitor itself, I'm just thinking to myself, I could have actually put that money to like so much more use, more responsible uses, and it just would have been a better thing if I did not get this monitor. And that's the thing, it's like the reason I'm not satisfied is because everything I jump on is new, and because it's new, it's not perfect, right? That's like the big issue. And that's one of the things that I'm just now realizing in my life. I'm like, I built an SLI computer, right? 290 Ti's originally, $1,300. I built this computer, and I was like, I know why I was never satisfied, or knows why it caused me more frustration than satisfaction, is because it wasn't perfect. Not every game supported SLI. Some games supported it extremely well and really utilized the power, and some games kind of, you know, put it in there and it made the games perform horrible with judder and jittery and all that crappy mess and stuff. This monitor, I love ultra-wide gaming. I honestly think it's the future when it comes to PC gaming, right? But it's not a perfect resolution. Some games support it extremely well, and then there are some games who just like kind of barely support. There's some games who don't even support it at all. And it's just, I mean, it's kind of frustrating because you're like looking at this, you're like, wow, here's a big investment that you're gonna make, whether it's a PC gaming machine, whether it's an extremely expensive ultra-wide monitor, and you're not getting a perfect experience every single time. And so it's like this important lesson I learned in my life. This is why I've stopped spending like the full $800 on some of these flagship phones. This phone was $400, and it has some of the top of the line specs for its time, to be honest. And the screen is incredible. It's an OLED screen, 1440p. It's 5.7 inches. I love this Nexus, right? The new Google Pixel phone that they just announced, I don't even like the design of it, but it's not even that. It's just, it goes against what Google's, I guess, what they were before. Because before, Google was like, you know what, you make a small kind of budget investment and you get a really cool device that has like stock Android, it has no bloatware. It was like a cool status thing. Now Google's trying to go up to the mainstream, and like every other manufacturer who tries to get up to the mainstream, they forget what made them great in the first place. And they start, you know, making phones and trying copying their competitor, and it's bullshit, quite honestly. So, I mean, it's kind of like I've been learning this lesson over the course of my life, and it's just like now becoming very apparent to me, like, oh wow, you know, I made some really stupid decisions and stupid investments. And to be honest, I had the opportunity to get the PlayStation VR on launch, and without even buying it. My parents were going to get it for me for Christmas. And just yesterday, I realized, as I was arranging my room, right, so I pushed this bed over. It wasn't even on this side. Right now it's on the opposite wall. It was on this wall with the picture, the painting, right? And I pushed it over against the wall, and I measured my room, the measurements of what the optimal play space was in the PlayStation, for the PlayStation VR. I barely met the requirements, like barely. And as I was doing this, I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I'm putting in all this effort for a VR experience that I know isn't going to be perfect when it comes out, which I know is going to have a limited support for games, and for all we know, it could end up being just like the PlayStation Move, just like the Kinect, just like the Wii, where it comes out and it's really cool for like a year or two, no one uses it at all, like no one cares, it just dies out. And I just rearranged my whole bedroom for this damn thing. Like, no. As much as I really thought the PlayStation VR was cool, and I loved when I tried it out, I loved it, I thought it was fantastic, and what I tried out really sold me on the headset and the immersion factor, I still didn't see I was like rearranging my room for it. I'm just like, why am I doing this? I don't want to rearrange my room. I don't want to have the design be this way just so I can have this thing work correctly. So I thought it was stupid, and I told my parents, I said, you know what? Forget the PlayStation VR. I don't even want it. I don't want it anymore. You know, it's not meant for the type of person who sits in their bedroom and plays video games. It's meant for like the family couch experience, where you're on there, you have a big, nice living room with a big TV, people around you can see what you're doing, and you try it on for like an hour and a half or whatever. You play these cool experiences, and everyone takes turns, and you think it's really cool. Like, that's the type of experience PSVR, and in terms of virtual reality, is offering at this time. It may improve, and it may go to like a more, you know, type of personal space type of situation where, you know, you can play in your bedroom or you can play in your smaller living room size. I mean, that's the thing. It's just not perfect yet. That's why I left 4K. That's honestly why I feel sour about buying this X34 Predator. They're just not perfect yet. And I know nothing in life is perfect. That's not the point I'm trying to make, is, oh, nothing in life is perfect. But there are things that work extremely well that cost only a fraction of the newer type of items, and that are frustratingly, or that are not as frustrating or even nearly as frustrating as anything that the new item or experience has to offer. Like 4K, great, right? You have 4 times the pixel density of 1080p, but there's a problem. Scaling on Windows sucks. If the game doesn't have 4K textures, it looks blurry as hell. It's not perfect yet. Whereas 1080p, or even actually it's 1440p really now is the base resolution. It's perfect. Windows scales correctly. You have a lot more desktop space than you do with 1080p. Everything looks sharp, and textures really support the resolution well. That is looked at as like the optimal resolution when it comes to gaming and stuff, at least on the PC platform. And even with the PS4 Pro coming out, those games are going to be running at like 1440p or a little bit higher, with some, you know, pixel doubling methods in place to get it up there to near 4K quality. So I just kind of learned this lesson, you know, and it's just stuff that I think you go through in life. You make mistakes, and then you learn it, and then you just kind of become better for it, you know. And the PSVR is something that I was really excited about, and then I thought about it for a little bit, and I just thought, I just realized that it's not practical at this time because of how new the technology is. You know, it needs this big space in order for it to actually handle correctly. You know, and only a handful of games will support it, and maybe there'll be some game experiences that are really terrible on the original PS4, but they work extremely well on the base PS4, you know. Or maybe there are games that will like come out and they'll start supporting it, and then they'll just drop support because they realize, oh, no one really cares, you know. So that's the thing. I'm really excited to see it in action, and really to see people's reactions with it. I'm excited to watch videos about it and see people have fun. But for me, there's this sense of some wall that's like blocking me from actually going into the experience itself, just because it's not practical yet, if that makes sense. All right. I'm kind of done dumping my money into like unfinished games, you know, right now, and super powerful computers and just incredible monitors. It's like I'm done doing that. You know, to be honest, when my next computer build comes up in probably 5-6 years, to be honest, whenever I will need an upgrade, or whenever I do feel the need to do an upgrade, you know, it's not going to be a super amazing machine like this one was. And to be honest, it'll do just fine. Like, this computer, I love it. It's amazing. It performs games extremely well, but there are problems with it. And when you're making an investment for $4,000, you shouldn't have any problems. When you're buying a $1,300 gaming monitor, games should fucking support it. They should support it all the time. And that's kind of like my issue here, you know? It's just, things should work when you're making that type of investment, but they don't work because the investment that you're making is a new, untested, inexperienced product, if that makes sense. So it's just something I've learned, and it's something I wanted to talk about in this video, and I just wanted to say thank you. And I have friends I want to thank. I have Jake I want to thank, who's just been really sort of trying to open my eyes to this lesson, you know, to learn in life. And it's like, okay, I finally learned it. To be practical, not be not be super like in your face, like, oh, look what I have, you know, stuff like that. So I want to talk about what's coming up. I don't want to do another video outline, even though I thought that was a cool idea, and it was kind of funny because my last channel update, I'm like, I'm going to do this, let's stay committed, let's do it. And then I realized, I'm like, what do I have to prove? I have nothing to prove at all. I have nothing to prove to you guys. It's not like I'm sitting here trying to do this full time. I'm not. You know, this is a hobby. This is something I enjoy doing. This is something I'm going to be doing in my free time, always, as in the foreseeable future for the rest of my life, I hope to, you know? This is just something I like to do. It's not something I really want to make as a full-time career. I'm not going after that goal. It's a very inconsistent job to have. Very scary job too when you think about it. Like, think about YouTube. People who do it full-time, they must have an unbelievably incredible amount of stress doing this full-time. To keep people entertained, YouTube couldn't explode and my whole life could just be ruined overnight. Like, that's scary to me. You don't want to do this full-time, believe me. So, here's what I want to just hit on. More vlogs, gameplay vlogs, and really just getting down to gameplay. I miss doing gameplay. I miss playing games on this channel, and I miss doing vlogs about interesting topics. I know we have Battlefield 1 coming out, Mafia 3 just came out, Gears of War 4 comes out tomorrow, from which I'm recording this. There's much more. We got Final Fantasy 15, Dishonored 2, Infinite Warfare's beta is starting at the end of this week, and I got a beta code. Like, I pre-ordered the game on Amazon. I gotta cancel the pre-order, but I pre-ordered the game on Amazon. I'm in the beta, so I'm definitely gonna be doing videos about the Infinite Warfare beta and see how it goes. Not getting PSVR, as I stated before. I don't want to invest in it just yet. I'll invest in it if later down the road it's proven itself to be a worthy accessory and improvement to your overall or some gameplay experiences. Like I said, horror games are going to be like the main meat with VR, right? But I want to see it perform well in other areas too, which I really do think it can. So that's what I really kind of want to hit upon things right now. I'm still working through The Division. I already did my impressions of The Division, so there's nothing there. Mafia 3 I want to play, but I don't want to play in this state. Like that, I really want to play Mafia 3 in like a perfect state, in the type of, you know, experience where it's really good and it's really engaging. And from what I heard, the PC version keeps crashing and crashing, especially after the 60 frames per second patch they made. The PC version keeps crashing and crashing and crashing. So I'm not going to be playing it. I'm not until they fix it, not until they mess with it and do whatever. It sucks. But the good thing about PC gaming is that you spend a fraction of what you normally do with console games. So I only bought Mafia 3 for $36. I don't care. I mean, it's annoying, but it's not like this was just incredibly big waste of money. It's nothing, so it's fine. I hope that they'll fix it soon. They released that 60 frames per second patch the day after the game release, which I thought was stupid. Why not just delay the game a day and then release it with the patch on there, and then people wouldn't have been so upset, but they didn't. So they got that patch out quick. I assume they're working on all the patches right now for the rest of the game. They have a lot of work to do since the game's pretty much unfinished in its current state. So, but I want to touch upon that. I definitely want to get Battlefield 1 on release. After seeing the campaign trailer, I mean, I don't want to be fooled again by DICE, but DICE makes some of the best gameplay trailers in our entire industry, right? DICE makes really great gameplay trailers, but their games never deliver for some reason. Like, their campaigns are terrible stories, or mediocre stories, really, for the most part. I'll say mediocre, because terrible is a little bit of an overstatement. Mediocre stories, scenes that they show in the trailer somehow don't appear in the game, and it's just, I don't want to feel like I'm gonna be, you know, investing in something that's a lie, like Mirror's Edge Catalyst. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm gonna, or Star Wars Battlefront even. I don't want to invest in something that I feel is gonna be a lie again. So I'm hesitant about buying Battlefield 1. I really enjoyed the multiplayer. I may or may not. It just depends what I feel like doing. Forza Horizon 3 I want to get to right away, because that's a console game that I'm really looking forward to. Gears of War 4 I also want to get to right away. Xbox has got some good games. They got some good games coming out right now. And Sony has The Last Guardian coming out later. Got Final Fantasy 15, which I'm super excited to play. It's going to be my first Final Fantasy game. I'm looking forward to a breath of fresh air and something new and something different. And I'm still on track to be getting the PlayStation 4 Pro. I do feel like that's going to be a worthwhile investment, just because I actually, like, PlayStation 4 Pro is much better than getting PSVR, because PlayStation 4 Pro is actually utilizing all of your games and the upcoming existing games on more powerful hardware, whereas the PSVR only supports like that handful of stuff that, you know, they made for it, unless they add support here and there. So let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to say, you know, I've been out for a while. I've just been tired. I've just been exhausted. It's not that something happened or anything like that. I've just been really tired and just super exhausted. I just can't, you know, it's annoying to come home and not be able to have the motivation or the strength to actually sit down and record a video like this. Even then, like, I'm seriously so tired right now. I didn't honestly feel like recording this when I got home, but I had to, otherwise I was never gonna do it. So it's just exhausting, and hopefully that's gonna change in the future. Hopefully that's gonna, you know, improve, and I'm gonna be okay, more free time, more focused on things, and, you know, just a little bit more energetic, at least, to do videos like this. And I want to get back to the gameplay. I really do. I want to get back to the gameplay. I think it'd be pretty cool. So that's it. I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for just sticking in there and for being patient. No one fucking questioned me. No one was like, where the hell are the videos? You're lazy. Unsubscribing because your channel's dead. Like, no one was like that. And everyone's been extremely patient. No one said a damn word. And everyone's just been really respectable. And that's what I like about my audience, is everyone's respectable. I keep forgetting that sometimes. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. This is me saying that I'm not dead. I've just been super tired. And I do have plans for videos upcoming soon. It's just hopefully I get the strength and capacity to do it soon and not, you know, go away for another 3 months, or 3 weeks. As you can tell, like, I can't even get my timing right, alright? Have a good one, guys. I will talk with you all later. Thank you once again, and stuff coming out. More vlogs, gameplay vlogs. Gonna be back to the way it is. I do also want to get back into streaming, but I think that will have to be something that's gonna have to wait till next year. Just when I can nail down the schedule and some time and stuff like that, because I do miss streaming. I enjoyed streaming. Really want to get back to it, so maybe in the near future, maybe sometime next year or late this year, I can get back into streaming regularly, and that'd be pretty good, right? Thank you guys, and I'll talk to you all later.